Coach, looking into tonight's game, a Lakers team that played yesterday, what are you expecting from your guys, or how do you want them to execute tonight's game?
I think it's got to be about our energy level, how we come out, defend at a high level, protecting the rim. They're a team that likes to get to the paint. Us getting back in transition, making sure we're taking care of the basketball more than anything, but we got to look to push the pace early.
When you look at guys like Cole, who've been able to have a really hot start these last two games, how do you think he's playing into his role, and what are you liking about his game?
Well, I just, for the whole group, not just Cole, there's a level of maturity about him, accepting what is asked of them at any time that they're on the court. But more than anything, I just going to keep hitting home on the defensive end of the floor. His ability to pick up full court, change the game defensively, and then make your teammates better by sharing that basketball.
Everyone kind of expecting to play today. How's J.I.? How are you guys handling that?
J.I. is good to go. Like we talked about at training camp and then afterwards, just continuing to monitor how he feels, post-game more than anything.
We were talking to Markel yesterday. He was saying he's an underrated defender. How would you kind of assess his defense?
Markel says he's an underrated defender.
Well, preface that, I asked him, you think you're an underrated defender? So then he just responded with, yeah, I do. So
I think Markel has the ability to be on the all-defensive team. His ability as a guard, being a bigger guard, that he can be physical without fouling. He navigates pick and rolls very well. He can guard bigger players. He can guard smaller guys. So I think he has such a versatility to his game defensively that he can do it. He's able to do an unbelievable job with different positions.
Same with Cole. I didn't ask him yet if he thinks he's underrated, but how would you assess his defense?
I think he's been great, fighting over screens in the pick and roll, navigating what he's supposed to be doing on the weak side. And, the thing about Cole, he's such a great rebounder. He gets in the mix. Like you talk about our guard having to help us out rebound. He's done a great job of that, helping that group lead the charge.
All right, Cole, you've been able to really kind of make your presence known in these last couple of games. What are you feeling? How are you feeling going into this one? And just what are you seeing that's helping you kind of, dominate and make your presence known?
Feel confident, very confident. And, just all credit to the team. They just especially in that second unit, they've gotten me a lot of open opportunities, whether it's a good screen, good pass, whatever it is. Just big shout out to them and a big shout out to Joe Ingles.
When you look at this Lakers squad, they played last night going into this game. What do you guys have to execute and do to get out the win?
We just got to be smart. Like, we know that they're going to run. We know that they're going to look for fouls, and we just got to stick to our game plan, which is, not allowing them to get those easy fouls, cheap fouls, and then we got to stop them in transition too, and obviously build a wall with LeBron. I think, we continue doing what we're doing. I think we've been guarding really well, and if we can keep that up, I think we have a great chance to win this game.
I was asking Markel yesterday if he felt he was an underrated defender. He said he is an underrated defender. I want to ask you the same thing. Do you feel like you don't get enough credit on that side of the floor?
Yeah, I guess people look at me as like a minus defender, and I'm like, shoot, I don't think I'm that bad. But, I've been working on it, trying to be better every game, every practice, whenever it is, every year. And, it's just been a slow process, just trying to learn all the defensive schemes. And, as you are in the league a little longer, you start to learn personnel, kind of how specific guys play and how specific teams play. And so that's allowed, I think, my defense to take a few steps forward. And so just trying to get better every single game, every single practice, every single year.
Because you guys talk so much about defense, the whole top 5, top 10 defense thing, does that kind of fuel you, like, even more to play hard-nosed defense just because it's in the mentality type of thing?
Yeah, the offense isn't really something I really worry about, at least especially with myself. I want to, for me, I put as much energy as I can on the defensive side, and I feel like the offensive side will always take care of itself. But the defensive side, we got to make plays happen.
All right, well, you've been able to really kind of do a lot, especially in Portland's game. You were kind of really making yourself known in that one. I guess for that Portland game, how important was it for you to help your team out to get the win, but also your voice and being vocal with this team and helping them really, set the tone? Because I heard you when your brother was challenged, you were kind of like, we've been here before, we've done this, like, stay focused, everybody. So your role kind of in really making your presence known with this team.
I think this is year 3 for us together. I think in this long-term project thing with Mose. And it's time for us to kind of turn it around, take it up a notch and mature, whether the game's going well or not. It's not always the same people that can score. And we got to understand that and embrace that. And I think just using my voice more aware and more, smarter, I would say, is a step for me to mature. And yeah, sometimes it shows up, sometimes it's a little more low key, but I'm trying to grow in that.
And when you look at this Lakers squad coming off that OT loss yesterday, going into this one, what are y'all expecting from them, and how do you want to take care of business tonight?
I mean, it's an incredible team, obviously put together with a lot of veteran players, some greats, and you got to be very locked in. But to be honest with you, I think we're very locked in on ourselves. I think there's this general belief that if we do our things, we put ourselves in a position to win every night. And to continue to embrace that, continue to work on that, and I think it's looking good after that.
Do you remember the first time you took a charge in game?
I must have been in college at some point. I kind of realized that I can't hang with these guys at the rim, so I had to figure something else out, especially in the NBA. Yeah.
What's the mentality with taking charges? Because, I mean, from an observing standpoint, it's like you would be afraid, to get in the way of someone with that size. But what is your mentality when the guy's coming down the lane like that?
It's almost like a little bit like driving a car for the first time. You're a little scared to hit the gas, but then when you have a feel for it, it's kind of easy. Just get run over. You don't fight. You obviously got to be there. That's the hardest part, You got to be there before he makes the move. It's difficult, too, because most of the times it's a 50-50 call, so you got to need a little luck, too. But I remember when I first started taking charge, I would try it every possession, and my success rate would be 1 out of 5, and that's not helping anyone either. So you got to be smart with it, and obviously it's a great energy play. Everybody loves it, and I'm embracing that.